Hi, my name is Steve LaRiccia, and I'd like to welcome you to the New Zone Gallery. Here today, we're here to check out a few contraptions that I've built. They are in the steampunk genre, art form I've recently got into, and having lots of fun with it. What stands out about the pieces that I produce is that they are interactive and kinetic. Most steampunk work is static in nature. Please don't get me wrong, I love what they look, what the form of them, but I decided to go further to make these things interactive. The only problem with them, that is, they're very complicated and complex. They take a lot of time to produce to make them do all these different things that they do. We'll start off with Tesla's Trepadation, which is named after Nikola Tesla. This is actually a steampunk home entertainment center. This particular piece is, the foundation of this particular piece is built on an Atlas dynamite box from the circa 1940s. It's a great foundation where it can hold all the parts to make this contraption work. To start off, we have a 5-inch color television, analog CRT television, to play videos. And this is playing a video, and I'll show you how that does that here pretty soon. On the side, moving to the left, we have a steam engine. And what that steam engine does, and you'll see the back side soon, there's a gallon tank back here which holds a gallon of brandy. And to dispense the brandy out to the side here, we turn the steam engine on, and that will dispense brandy out of here. However, there is no brandy in this machine. We will have it during our next opening reception, and we have a counter here that will count the number of shots that I pour out of that I dispense. Moving on, we have a piece of neon tubing, and there's a control switch for that. And this is a piece given to me by a friend. He told me that he wrote out a word with it, and he screwed up the word, and he got frustrated and just made this thing. So I basically call this the brain of my contraption here. We have an aircraft clock, an 8-day aircraft clock here, and it's not running right now, so we'll have to wind that up. We have another contraption here. It's a brass and bevel glass box that holds this clockwork, and from what I understood, it was used for a take-up reel, for a tape, for a paper tape that would record time. And that's wound up, and you can see the gears moving, which is not moving right now. We have a carbide miner's lamp, so in case we have a power failure, at least we have some light here. You just add water into the carbide, creates acetylene, light it, and we have a little flame. So we won't do that right now. We have a Singer machine motor, which is used to power the steam engine right here, which is used to dispense the brandy out of this tank right here. Backing up here, we do have a voltmeter showing us that we have 120 volts coming out, an amp meter that only works with a 12-volt system. We have a bell right here, which actually covers the speaker, so the speaker is actually behind here. We do have the pump to help pressurize the tank. Like I said, this tank came from a white gas stove, circa 1890s, and it will hold a gallon of brandy pretty easy. We have a nice a placard from an old RCA Radiola 20, which looks really cool on there. On this side we have our key switch for the main power. We have a transmission tube, a radio transmission tube, and it's not on right now, but I do have amber LED lights that will illuminate the tube to give the impression that the tube is powering up, and that's not on right now. We have an Ansco camera made in 1926, cool little camera. Eventually I want to upgrade this to put a CCD camera inside the lens so we can have a video feed displayed on the picture tube. And if we come around here on this side, we have some assorted old instrumentation, scientific instrument knobs from Scientific Equipment. Like I said, the counter. On this side here, we have some clock gears that we can rotate with the this handle here, or these larger gears with the smaller handle here. And all they do is just turn, so at least it does something there. Another thing that this thing will do, we do have installed, is a Jacob's ladder. And it needs to be warmed up for it to really work fully cool. And I need to adjust the angle on this a little bit better so it works better. It's been used a lot. People like to play with it a lot. There it goes. Come on, come on. Get up there. Be nice to show some old Frankenstein movies or something with this. And this will also work out for remote control. I have a remote control that will power this infrared power switch, so we can use the Jacob's ladder with a remote control. To show you what makes this thing really work, let me show you under the hood here. Now, if this is a static piece, this would be empty in here. But since it's an interactive kinetic piece, we hold it up just like that, put our little sewing machine light on, and this is what really what makes this whole piece work. Down below, you really can't see it, but I can push the button there, and we have the DVD player. So the drawer comes out of the box here. The DVD player is mounted on the bottom. Above the DVD player, we have a 12-volt battery that powers the 12-volt section of this machine. 12-volt battery charger, a fuse, a relay to run the pump to help dispense the brandy. We have an aircraft aviation strobe light, and that comes on like that. And we do have a nice powerful strobe that will come on. It's actually too bright, but we have the transformer for the neon tube. We have a transformer for the Jacob's ladder. We have a fan back in here to keep things cool. An RF modulator to change the signal from RCA jacks to a cable jack. There's a speaker right back there. We have a terminal switch there. Half of it is 12-volt section, the other half is 110-volt section. And so that's what pretty much makes this whole thing work. To get the DVD back on, we just press that. The drawer goes back in. The movie should come back on. Eventually, there it comes. Okay. Once we shut this light off, I think the fan is going, so we're all set.
It's lovely. So lovely, Steve.
Thank you. Yes, this actually, during the show that this piece is on display right now, we had a Viewer's Choice Award, or the public could pick out their favorite piece. This won by 82 votes, edging out Wozniak's Conundrum by 2 votes. So this received 82, this received 80 votes. So this took me about 2 months to do, and this is a trademark of the last 3 pieces I made, is using the cathode ray tubes. I love cathode ray tubes. It's not as dangerous as people would think. So it's a cool piece. Need to do some little tweaks here and there to make it, there's always something that goes, haywire here and there, but but we'll get it together, and then something else will come up and I have to tweak it a little bit more. It's like anything, I guess. So.
How long have you been building these machines?
Well, the first one I built, it's been a year now. The first piece I built was named after Philo T. Farnsworth, called Farnsworth Dilemma. Philo T. Farnsworth was the inventor of television. It was actually very similar to this piece in a way, just smaller. This piece is just on steroids compared to my first piece. That piece did play videos, dispensed a little brandy. I had some lights, but it was an exposed chassis. It had a lot of neat stuff around it. When I first produced it last year, people thought were excited, and they were excited that I was into the steampunk genre. I had never heard of that before. I had never heard of that form of art. I was familiar with the art form, not with the name. I was familiar with it, watching some movies where they'll use this type of artwork in props. But in the movies, they would be kinetic and work, and I discovered that that was just a lot of movie magic or special effects that made those things do what they did, and the actual prop didn't really do anything. So when I made my first one, I want to make it, you know, kinetic and interactive, and this is where I'm at, is just making these kinetic interactive pieces and having lots of fun doing it.